Welcome back. I need shoes. Gonna be a rough one today, folks. Me and Sassy Pants are gonna have to tarp the silage pile and put the tires on. So they got done yesterday, and that's what's happening on Ranching Sodak. Oh, sweatshirt hunt. Sweatshirt, check. We actually got some rye planted then right behind the cutter yesterday. Jim planted about 25 acres yesterday afternoon, but he's out of seed. I gotta fill this thing up. When he gets out here after dinner, he can go back at her. Let's fill this drill up. Easy peasy. Yeah, these things are pretty slick. Okay, that's good. That's full. Let's head back over. Cassie's coming with a couple of tarps. And we got to go up to where the Merlot's at and grab that. There's a little bit of hay left, so we'll take the semi, bring those 10 bales home. Get a skid steer over here, and the Merlot should be in good shape for moving tires around and such. Ended up being 91 loads, I think. And we need 250-foot tarps to get over it. Hopefully we're tucked in from the trees here, and the wind's gonna be out of the north, just like 10 or 12 mile an hour. And we usually start on the north and work our way this way. And then I won't have enough tarp. I don't usually get the tail covered because I always figure this last 10 feet so narrow, so shallow. If you spend another $100 to get that tarp to come all the way down, I don't feel like you save that much. And we get feeding in there first anyway, that's where you start. So I usually just get 2 tarps and I come as far as I can, and the tail just doesn't get a tarp on it. There you go. The little driveway looks a little different now. So that's planted back to rye. We got that done yesterday, and then he got around this field 4 times and then he was out. Silage didn't ton up as good, as well as I thought it was going to. It looked really good. There's a lot of corn in it, but it was only like 18.5 ton per acre, and I was shooting for over 20. I was a little disappointed with the amount of rain we had, the fertility program I used, and the corn I bought, expensive corn. The downfall was it was planted late, which I knew we couldn't get in the field. So I was wondering if I would have got it planted 2 weeks earlier, if I could have got another couple ton, but it's hard to say. Total change of plans. We got the tarp out here. Cassidy came and they got the pounder. They're gonna do some corral work down at the feedlot, and the wind is picked up, as you can hear or see. We're running out of time. I'm gonna go to a football game tonight. It's just the 2 of us. We have no ambition. No, we got ambition, but less ambition to fight tarps in this wind and then be on a time schedule. So I got the creep feeder done the other day. I got another creep feeder in here for these 2 little rascals. So that's ready to wean that next little bunch of calves. This 4-wheeler is going to JD. I need to go through it, look it over a little bit, fix a few things. Fix a few things, and then she's gonna try to scrub it down, clean it up a little bit, because he's coming next week Monday. I want to get this ready. He's coming for his skid steer, the arena drag, this. I'm still looking for a little manure spreader for him. We'll figure it out. Anyways, that's what we're gonna work on. So this thing, the brake is super sticky. I gotta try to take off some shields and get in there and try to lube up the pivoting joint area for where that pedal is, because you gotta put the pedal down to shift it. So I'm gonna heat up. This is where it pivots on that shaft. I got the snap ring off. I'm gonna heat this outer thing up and see if I can't get that slid off. Then we'll emery cloth that shaft and then lube it up. What I should have is a tap of grease zerk in right there, is what a guy should do. There's probably a rubber thing in there that I just melted though. Looking back at my decision. Sounds rubbery. I try to pry it out of there. I can't get that thing off of there, but after heating it a couple times and lubing it up, I got it to go freely. And then we got to get some sandpaper, razor blade all that oxidation off, and then Got the brakes going, got those bled. I need a new air filter. We need some plastic renew or whatever, but we're out of time again on this project, so we're moving on. I'm gonna go dump that stuff off over at Jim's, and we got to get a light working on that trailer because I bought some gates. Can't just go anywhere and do something without looking on my trip down and back. So I found some gates like 100 and some miles south of here. So we're gonna pick those up on our way to the football game. It's like 40 miles out of the way. Not a huge deal. I feel like it's a pretty good deal. So, but as you can see, we got some light issues here. And I gotta get that puppy going because it's gonna be dark when we come home. Let's take this over to Jim's, throw these off, unload this skid steer, and we'll be ready for tomorrow to do the tarp. I better throw that out too. It says they weigh 188 pounds. I can't lift that. I can lift 173 and that's it. So I'm gonna try to pivot, dump this bucket off, and then turn around and use the forks to lift them off. See if that works. Let's go look at these lights on this trailer, and then we better get ready to go. Well, here's the goodie basket for electrical problems, or as I like to call it, the toolbox nightmare. Nobody should like this. Nobody should like working on trailer lights. So currently I got nothing. I have no sign of life at all. So I got to start at the beginning and see if it's just a ground issue with the trailer or what. So I got the tester. So I got my tester, my multimeter, Multi mix meter. Guys, remember Multi-Mix when you were kids? Anyways, let's see if we can get any juice here of any type. I don't even know. Is it brown that's supposed to be? Oh, so there you go. There you go, right there. A little revelation. This is a ground, and if I touch this to here, it grounds all my stuff out. So this must be a ground coming from the pickup, and it's supposed to be into there. This ground is super loose. Maybe we get lucky like that. Let's go back and see if we got any lights. No chance of any lights working back here. I do have power though. This bad boy here is hot, and I'm guessing one's the left and one's the right, which we'll have to figure out. These lights here, I always struggle to get them things in there, but we'll have to pull them out. And I only got 2 wires. Oh, is that dickered up? I think that end is bad because it's supposed to have 3 wires. Your ground, tail marker, and blinker. So I gotta see if I got a new plug for a light or a whole new light. This is escalating. This is escalating. Stand by. I don't know how it happened, but I sorted through the whole box once, had nothing, couldn't find anything, and I came back, and there she was, exactly what I need, this little plug right here. I think the black one is your tail marker, and then the red one would be I think your red one should be your blinker and your brake. So I think we're gonna be in business here, boys. Let me get this stuff cleaned up, and I'll start hooking some stuff up, and I'll bring you back in a few. Catch in a few! Straight pipe acres. We got that ran across there. These little connectors that I use now, these are heat shrinkers, so you carefully use your torch, and we can heat them up. Hot plastic. That kind of holds them together and seals them up for moisture, supposedly. I don't know. They're not perfect by any means. I think they're all right. Okay, now we can try to get this thing back in there, and then we got to get our length cut and do the same thing over there. This side, we don't have to do any extra splicing, so it's just got to go direct to the light. A little easier than the other side. What did I say? The red, black to black, red to red. I'll show you these connectors. They have their own crimping tool. So you see this tool, it's got different color sizes for the yellow, blue, and red. So it's a one squeeze, and it gives them the exact amount of pressure on there. So once you start, you can't stop. You got to go all the way. And that's supposedly the perfect crimp, which I think it is pretty accurate. It needs to be, you need to have your wire all the way in there, obviously, and be right on the money when it comes to squeezing her. I think they're pretty good. Okay, heat shrink those and then we'll test everything. We got flashers are working. Let's do individual blinkers, which should work. And then no clearance lights. None of these clearance lights work. I had them going once upon a time. So we got blinker over there, tail light here. So yeah, we're golden. I'm gonna try to tape up that wire temporarily. Probably should have a pipe or something over it, but anyways. Okay folks, we're on the road. Next stop, picking up the gates. No, Watertown. Yes. Saddle up, partner. Time for a little quick fuel up there, boys. Well, we got the gates loaded up. 5 gates, Facebook Marketplace. Now to the football game. Here's my old high school. We're heading into the game. I'll get you a little footage of the boys. Gotcha. Stay tuned, it's my nephew, Lukey.
Come on, Lukey. Yeah.
There he is.
There's the big guy, number 10.
He should have had a touchdown, but he forgot to tie his shoe that time. They just caught your shoelace, I think. Otherwise, he'd have been in the end zone. Barely. Time to head north. I'm going to take you guys. I'm not going to end it here. We're going to see you in the morning, and we'll be tarping the silage pile. So buckle up. Day 2, we're going to go get the telehandler, and then we'll meet you at the silage pile. We're gonna get after it. I can't wait to wrestle some tires. I hope they're full of slop and possibly some rodents. And that's what's happening on part 2 of Ranching Sodak. We're back on site. We got Jinxie Cat home. All we gotta do now is me and her, we gotta look around and try to find a little ambition to tackle this tarping project. Not sure where to look. Found ambition. Here she is. I'm gonna put the loader or the skid steer bucket on here so we can grab some dirt, put it along the edges once we get the tarp over. And I'm gonna take the Merlot and carry these 2 boxes up to the top of the pile. That's the plan. Bad news is the wind is out of the south.
Where there's no tree protection?
It's a switch, I thought, out of the southwest. It's not gonna work. Can't climb up, it's too heavy.
Well, it's a little breezier than we hoped for, and the pile's a little bit higher than we anticipated when we tried to put Jinxie Cat all the way up here. It's like another day of planting rye. Jim's headed out. Using a little bit of last year's hay to seal up the end of the pile.
Round 2. How you holding up? Good.
Dandy.
She's loving it. She's looking for another pile. She said after this, she's like, is there anybody else around that hasn't got theirs done?
Susie sent a picture of a huge couple of totes of apples
Apple
Apples
time.
to freeze.
All right, roll that in there.
Okay.
Get down there, I'll push on your back.
Oh my God. We've got our security dirt load ready to rock. And there's the superstar coming up the mountain. Looking good, Matty.
No, it's like you're, I think it's like rappelling is what they call it. Hang on, folks.
That is good.
So then,
Taking the whole thing straight down like this.
last time Sassy Pants went down, but
No.
I've been keeping my feet underneath me. You did a nice job.
Okay.
Epic fail on my part. Things were going really good with the plastic and the tires and the such like, and then I backed over this pallet fork with the Merlot and completely destroyed the pallet fork and busted a hose underneath my telehandler. I hope it's just one, and I hope the fitting isn't some weird freaking British something. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. God dang it all! Oh. Well, this is the line. I don't know where it goes yet. Right here. Son of a gun. Son of a biscuit. Right there. Where's the other end of it? Doesn't seem like it's a heavy line. It's like a return line or something. Goes up in there. God dang it all. Stand by. Things are taking a tailspin for the worst.
Okay.
So my Merlot, I wrecked 2 hoses. When I dumped that pile of tires down there, that pulled my seam apart. I had this like 2 feet over. So now I gotta cut a strip. I did 50 foot by 4 foot, and we're gonna have to lay it underneath here on both sets of tires. Things are spiraling out of control, folks.
It's a mini, like a little baby spiral.
Yeah, it's like a little tiny dirt devil of a whirlwind.
Yeah,
Anyways, that's what we gotta fix here.
Matt's dirt devil.
Otherwise, it's looking pretty nice, Matt. Piece of crap.
Poor little
Oh,
pallet.
stand by, stand by. Well, the tarp is done. We're not gonna do this tail like we talked about. It doesn't warrant all the tires for the amount of feet is there. So, but we need to wrap this video up. Big shout out Sassy Pants for all the tire grunting. This story will be to be continued, but we gotta dig down and find out. I think I wrecked 2 hoses. Bonehead move.
Oopsie daisy.
Bonehead move. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.